It's raining, it's raining. I'm pausing just for a second to see if this rain burst will go by. We were talking inside our exclusive Homeschooling Olympians community this morning, and we were talking about goals. And then at the end of the call, one of the moms was talking about mastering math facts. One of her kids is working on getting her addition and subtraction math facts mastered. And so she's pushed aside curriculum until December, where they're just going to hardcore work on math facts. And I wanted to share a couple little tips with you. Number one, this is brilliant, because you want to make sure your kids know their math facts before you move on to anything else. So addition, subtraction. She asked me, should we just focus on addition and then later circle back to subtraction? And I'm going to tell you a pro tip. When you're working on addition, subtraction, or multiplication, division, you want to work on them as fact families, because there is a triune of numbers that go together and your kids are brilliant. So instead of saying 4 plus 2 equals 6, you can talk about the 6 math family and how you have the 4, the 2, and the 6, and they all go together. And then you can write the facts down. 4 plus 2 is 6. 2 plus 4 is 6, and then you can say, but because you know that, you already know the subtraction facts. So if you know 4 plus 2 is 6 and 2 plus 4 is 6, then you already know that 6 minus 2 is 4, 6 minus 4 is 2. So whenever you're working on math facts, make sure that you work on them as math fact families. So concentrate on one fact at a time. You can do flashcards. You can use goldfish crackers. You can use sidewalk chalk. You can use Play-Doh, M&Ms. Sure, you can use worksheets if you want, but you can use Legos and bricks and all kinds of stuff. Get those math facts mastered before you move on to anything else. It is so important. Now, did we never use curriculum? Of course not. We used math curriculum all the way through. But if the kids were missing a fundamental skill, like understanding their sevens times tables, then we would take an aside and we would take a few days and we would drill in to make sure that they knew their sevens times tables, but that they also knew the division facts that went with it. So 7 times 8 is 56. But if you know that, then you know 8 times 7 is 56. 56 divided by 7 is 8, and 56 divided by 8 is 7. So whenever you're working on math facts, and drop your comments below. What kinds of activities do you do with your kids? I'm just waiting out a rain burst real quick before I finish grocery shopping. What kinds of activities do you do with your kids to master their math facts? One of my favorite things to do was flashcards, but we didn't just do flashcards, we did capture the flashcard. So if I showed a math fact and you had to know it like this, that's the only way that you get the card, is if you just know it. 6 times 6 is 36. Not 6 times 6 is, that's not knowing it. You got to know it like this. So if you know the math facts, you get the card. So we would do math flashcards, and we would see at the end who had the most cards at the end. So flashcards, dice. There's all kinds of amazing dice. You can use decks of cards to drill your math facts. Just draw 2 or 3 cards. Add, subtract, multiply, or divide them together. You can use games, all sorts of things. So drop in the comments below. The rain just slowed down, so I'm going to go finish grocery shopping. But math facts. It's not important what grade level's written on the math book. It's really not. Before your kids graduate high school, make sure they know their math facts. Add, subtract, multiply, divide, percentages, fractions, decimals, and measurements. So concrete, so core to their success in mathematics. If you don't do that and they move on to the higher maths when you get to high school, now you're dealing with these chunky, complicated equations, and they're counting to try to figure out what 7 times 8 is, or they don't know what the difference of 2 numbers means. So important, because what happens is now they've just moved on with the grade level of the curriculum, and then they're sitting there and math takes an hour, when it should take 20 minutes, or it takes 3 hours when it should take 45 when they get higher in math. And it doesn't need to be that way. Take the time necessary when they're younger to really, really master those math facts. Ignore the grade levels on the front of the books. If you looked at the table of contents from 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, and 6th grade, they're very much, they almost line up exactly. It's just the numbers get bigger over time. So make sure that they understand their basic math facts and that they know them inside and out. There's debate on both sides that kids shouldn't just rote master their facts. I completely and totally disagree. I really do. I think that you shouldn't have to pull your shoes off in order to expose your toes so that you can complete your math facts. True, we are all walking around with a calculator in our hand these days, but our kids need to know these basic math facts. And if out of all 5 of my kids, only 1 turned out to be a mathematician, and it was against my will. I had no desire to go into the land of calculus. But understanding those math facts gave even the mathematician such confidence as he went into calculus 1, calculus 2, calculus 3, and then all the sciences that needed math as well. So, math facts. Drop your comments below. Let us know what your favorite drills are, your favorite activities, your favorite games. How do you work on math facts? And if you need help with any part of homeschooling, just let me know.